Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I've not had a chance to make any videos with being back at work. It's been crazy, but I'm finally back with one, and it's a book haul. There's quite a lot of books, so I'm not going to go into much detail about them. If you have any questions about them or you want to talk about them, you can just leave a comment down below. But let's get into it. So the first two are Brandon Sanderson books. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a fan. So I managed to pick up Elantris and Arcanum Unbound. Now Elantris is a standalone, but I think possibly he might be making more books in the future. And Arcanum Unbounded is a collection of short stories throughout the Cosmere. So yeah, looking forward to both these. And the next two, again continuing on series that I've started, are the next two in the Wheel of Time. So I got book 5, Fires of Heaven, and book 6, Lord of Chaos, both by Robert Jordan. Not much I can say. Book 5 and 6 in a series, all I can say is read Wheel of Time, you'll love it. The next one is the third book in a series I've been liking this year, just started it this year, and it would be Dark Dawn by Jay Kristoff, which is book 3 in the Nevernight Chronicles, kind of an assassin story. Yeah, so looking forward to finishing this series off. Now these next 3 books are from a series that actually started on Kindle, but I was liking the books so much, or the first 2 on Kindle, that the next 3 I've decided to start buying them all, even though it's what, a 15 or 16 book series at the moment. So I got book 3 of Dresden Files, Grave Peril, book 4, Summer Night, and book 5, Death Masks. This is quickly becoming one of my favourite series. Very fun, and you gotta love Harry Dresden. So the next 3 books are by an author who has quickly become one of, if not my favourite author. That's Fredrik Backman. So I picked up A Man Called Ove, which I've already read. Incredible. You would not think you'd cry at this book, but I cried at this. And I'm not afraid, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've read this, and I've read Things My Son Needs to Know About the World, and I've also read And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. This is just a short wee novella, but all 3 of those books have made me cry. He's just one of those authors that knows how to get you. Incredible books. And the third one I bought by him, I've not read it yet because it seems like quite a Christmassy theme, The Deal of a Lifetime. So this will be getting read in December, and I am very looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it. So the next ones, I decided to join the hype train. I watched the first season on Netflix. I actually quite liked it. It wasn't amazing, but it was fun. So I got the first 4 books of the Witcher series. Last Wish, Season of Storms, Sword of Destiny, all 3 of which are a collection of short stories, and then Blood of Elves, which is the first in a 5 novel series. If the show is anything to go by, I'm very much looking forward to starting this book series. I want to at least get to Blood of Elves before season 2 comes out. So this next book has been getting nothing but praise on BookTube recently. For me, started with Mike's book reviews. I think was the first one I seen review it. Malice, which is book 1 of the Faithful and the Fallen series. Don't like that. So yeah, book 1, Faithful and Fallen series, had tons of praise, and I can't wait to pick this one up. Now this next one is a sequel, and I've not even read the first book yet, but I got a great deal on it, and I'm like 95% sure I'm going to love the series. So that would be Bloody Rose, which is book 2. I'm not actually sure what the name of the series is, but it's the sequel to Kings of the Wild. So yeah, everything I've heard, they're both really fun books. So I'm looking forward to getting in. So I realised that my shelves are pretty much all fantasy books. So I thought I'd try a sci-fi book, and a lot of people recommended Leviathan Wakes, which is book 1 in the Expanse series, which is also a TV show, which apparently is really good. But yeah, I've not read a lot of sci-fi, so hoping this is a good entry point, and I'll read it pretty soon. So the next book is actually a supermarket find for me, just browsing the shelves, and with it getting close to October and Halloween, I'm always keeping an eye out for horror books, and I've seen this, The Hunted. It says with echoes of Deliverance and Battle Royale, so pretty much sold on that. Yeah, we'll be reading this one in October, and I'll let you know what it's like. So continuing on with the horror theme for Halloween, I picked up a couple of Stephen King books. First being Pet Sematary, and then Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot I'm actually doing a read along over at Nick Nick's Corner, so that should be fun. And Pet Sematary, I've always wanted to read it, although I'm a bit nervous, because from what I've heard is if you are a parent, then it really hits hard and hits close to home. So we'll see how that goes. And I also picked up The Institute by Stephen King. I don't think this is a very horror themed book, but I got it cheap, and I've heard pretty good things about it, so I thought I'd give it a go. So a bit of a newer author that I've heard nothing but good things about, he writes kind of thriller novels, is Alex North. So I picked up the 2 books that I know that he's released so far. First one, The Whisper Man, second one, The Shadow Friend. The reviews I've seen of both of these say they are amazing, so I'm looking forward to getting into these. So this next book I picked up solely because it's Bigfoot. I have never read a book about Bigfoot before, so I thought I'd give it a go. Plus, the author also wrote World War Z. So this one is Devolution by Max Brooks. Like I said, it's Bigfoot, horror. It sounds like it's going to be a blast, and it's quite short. So I'm hoping to squeeze this one in for Halloween as well. So in my last book haul that I'd done, I picked up the first book in this series because it had an awesome cover and it was Blast from the Past. So I've managed to pick up books 2 and 3, and they look stunning. So the series is His Dark Materials. So book 2, The Subtle Knife, and book 3, The Amber Spyglass. Now these covers, they're just stunning. I'll get so yeah, absolutely stunning. Very happy to have them, and I'm planning on doing a reread in November before season 2 of the BBC show comes out, which is also awesome. Now I'm not a big fan of absurdism, but then again, I'd never given it much of a chance. So Owen over at Owen J. Wall, he was holding a buddy read for Guards by Terry Pratchett. So I thought I'd give it a go, and I got this really nice edition that was really cheap on Amazon and got a good deal on it, and absolutely loved it. Amazing. I'm now a fan of absurdism, or at least Terry Pratchett. But my mistake in getting this nice edition is that there's 41 books, I think 41, in the Discworld series. So it's going to turn into a very expensive collection. But I got book 2, Men at Arms, in the City Watch collection. because I love this one so much. So yeah, highly recommend Terry Pratchett, but maybe get the cheaper books. So next book is the second in a series, and I got the first one in my last book haul, and it was a special edition, illustrated edition. It's absolutely beautiful, and again, I spoiled myself because now I need to get the series and the special editions. So book 2 came out, The Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, and this book is just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than the first one. Like I think I said in the last book haul, I'm going to read this starting next year. I'm really looking forward to it because these books are beautiful. So I'm going to do the next 4 in a clump all together, just because they're all supermarket finds. Just browsing the shelves, read the blurb, thought it sounded good. So the first one is We Begin at the End by Chris Whitaker. Crime novel. I'm starting to try and get into some crime novels, just branch out from fantasy because that seems to be all I've read this year. So I'll hopefully give this one a go pretty soon. Second one is The Second Sleep by Robert Harris. Just thought it sounded cool. Yeah, not too sure what it's about, but I know Robert Harris is quite a big author, and it's got a good blurb by Stephen King on the back, so I thought I'd give it a go. This next book was doing the rounds on BookTube, and again, heard nothing but good things about it, and that's Where the Crawdads Sing. So, again, found it cheap in the supermarket, just thought I'd give it a go. And then the last one is The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Now, I've not read anything by this author, but the reviews that I've seen say everything he writes is really good and quite hard hitting, so I thought I'd give it a go. So I made a discovery during lockdown. It's going to be very bad for the wallet, and that is second-hand books on Facebook Marketplace. And I've seen nearby that somebody was selling these, well, it was the trilogy I was after, and they threw in a 4th book. So the 4th book is Girl in the Cellar, and I think it's along the same lines as the trilogy that I got. I've never read this, but I thought I'd give it a go, and it was chucked in anyway, so you can't say no to a free book. But the trilogy that I wanted was A Child Called It. One of the hardest books I've ever had to read, and I read this in high school. Maybe not the best idea, but yeah, they were selling the trilogy for like the trilogy plus that book for £3, and they're all in hardback. It was just too good a deal to pass up. I don't know when I'm going to get to this, but I definitely want to reread it. Amazing trilogy. It is rough going to read it. Wouldn't recommend it to the light of heart, but it's worth a read. So I said earlier that pretty much all I've read this year is fantasy. So starting December and going on to next year, I want to read some classics. So I picked up 2 to start with, and the first one is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. The ultimate revenge tale, possibly. Yeah, this book, you've probably heard of it, if not you've read it. Comes highly recommended by everyone. It is a chunker, it's a beast of a book, like 1400 pages I think, but I can't wait to get into this. And the other one I have read before, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I've never owned a copy though, so I found it cheap, thought I'd pick it up and give this a reread in January hopefully. So this next book is a bit out there. Throughout lockdown, my wife has gotten really into gardening, and I thought I'd try and get into it, and we've been watching Gardener's World, which is a programme here in the UK, and the host is called Monty Don. And we were in a garden centre, and I seen his book, or one of his books, so I thought I'd get it, read it, and see if I can get myself into it. It's a great programme if you can get if you can watch it, and I'm hoping that it kickstarts a love of gardening in me as well. So the last books are ones that I found in my parents' loft or attic, if you're American, and they've been up there as long as I can remember. Nobody reads them, so I asked if they'd be willing to let me have them. They said yes. So the first one, not a great copy, but it's The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. It's a very beat up mass market paperback, and from what I've heard, not one of his best, but it's better on my shelf of me reading it than up in a loft, so I thought I'd take it. Now the rest of them are absolutely stunning. Now this one is on its own, this blue one. Now it's a collection of 4 books. First one is White Star by James Thayer. Second one is Coming Home by Rosamund Pilcher. Third one is In the Shadow of a Rainbow by Robert Franklin Leslie. And then the fourth one is Enigma by Robert Harris. And it's a Reader's Digest copy. Just thought it looked really nice. Now I'm only going to hold up one of each set of these next ones because they're quite large. I think there were like 30 books between these two. One set was Charles Dickens' Centennial edition of all his books. I think they only had half of them, but they had most of the main ones. This one's Oliver Twist. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. And then the other author was Agatha Christie. So yeah, beautiful copies, and I think, like I said, it's between the two authors. I think there's like 30 books, so they're going to keep me going for a while. Right guys, that's it. That's the book hauls. That's the book haul done. That's every book I've got past couple of months. Quite an eclectic mix, I think. If you've read any of them, or you want to talk about any of them, or have any questions, and if you just leave a comment down below, I'll get back to you. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.